Hi there, so today I'm going to dismantle this Showmate blade and then reassemble it so you'll be able to fix the relevant part on your own. So to start with, tools, you're going to need a small flathead screwdriver just like this one, and also a small Phillips to get the bottom comb off. And then to start with, we're taking off the two laminated springs which hold the cutter onto the comb. So just use your small flathead and just prise them off the top like so, and then the cutter with a bit of wiggling comes off one side, then the other. And now you can take your Phillips screwdriver and undo all four of these comb screws. Next, I'm going to remove the bottom comb with the flathead. Just put it down the side. Oops, put it down the side between the body and the comb like so. Prise one side up, and then the other. And then you can lift off the laminate springs like so. Oops. It's a bit fiddly, and then the bottom comb should come off like so. And now you're left with the base plate, the spring housing and the spring itself. Now I'm just going to remove the spring by pulling up on the bottom bit like so. And to install the spring, it's often easier to remove the bottom comb, and you'll see why. So you can get that extra bit of room and leverage to hook this bottom spring underneath this latch here. So to start with, take the white carrier and that just snaps into the bottom carrier like this. And then once that's seated, we need to get this hooked underneath the underneath this latch like so. Sorry, I'm going off camera. So what you do, push it to the back, take a screwdriver to help aid this. Oops. And as you can see, that's now seated in the correct position. And now we can reattach the bottom comb by lifting up the arm, putting it on top, and then doing the same on the other side. Oops. It's often easier if you just lift the spring arm up, push it off to the side and leave it hanging off the side until the actual comb is seated. Okay, now you can align the comb up with the holes, put it on a flat surface and then just use the tip of the screwdriver just to push that blade in, and it will sit just slightly, it will sit just slightly proud of that surface on one side. So you can see I've only pushed in one side at the moment. So now holding in the other side, I will do this. And now you can see that the comb just sits shy of the grey housing, like that. That is correct. They shouldn't sit flush. And then this is the fiddly bit. You're just going to replace all four screws onto the comb. And there's the first. There's the second. There's the third. You just got to be careful you don't over tighten these as well. And then there's the final fourth one. And now all that's left to do is to replace the top cutter, and simply do that by placing it on the top like so. Get it roughly aligned with your fingers and hold it in place, and then just lift back these spring arms onto the top of the cutter, lift them up just over the ridge, and get them seated in the holes. There's one side. Oops. There's the second, and that's a reassembled Showmate blade.